Hello, YouTube land, and Falagar here, reviewing a horror movie for the Horror Globe. Aaron Pinn wanted to start off this Halloween-a-thon or horror movie-thon for this Halloween week and a half early before October. So I wanted to get in on this and join in on the fun. He'd already done his review for I think it was called uh, Penny Dreadful. It's a new series that I do definitely want to check out. So check out that review that he did. I don't know if he's going to put that up for the Horror Globe. I think he is. He just needed to get the password for our share channel. But the movie I decided to go with is Mario Bava's Shock. This was his last film, and this is one that I remember seeing back as a child when I was maybe about 8 or 9 years old, and it just kind of stuck with me. I didn't at the time. I didn't quite get exactly what it was about. I just knew that there were some very horrific images going on, and it just stuck with me. So, yeah, looking back on here, watching it again, I will let you know that it really isn't that good of a movie. The thing that it has going for it, and it's still worth the watch. Don't get me wrong. Um, and in some cases, if you like what you hear here, um, you might want to still pick it up. It's still worth at least checking out. Possibly consider adding it to your collection. Um, what it does have going for it is it has like this really creepy soundtrack. Uh, the acting is pretty decent, especially from Dario Nicolodi, and the kid in this, the kid who played Marco, and then the husband I guess is played by John Steiner. I guess he plays Bruno. Um, he's the her her second husband. He's a pilot. And the other thing it has going for it is its imagery, its atmosphere. If there's one thing that these Italian horror films has going for them is basically the atmosphere and the gore. This doesn't have a whole lot of gore, not like things like City of the Living Dead or The Beyond, which are I don't think they're Mario Bava's. They're Fulci films. But Shock, it's about this family who moves into this house, and this house has a deep secret that I don't want to spoil. But the boy seems to be undergoing some kind of possession, which seems to give him this empathic like ability and telekinetic abilities, um, which is all tied into the house. And uh, Dario Nicolodi's character, I forgot what her character name was, but she begins seeing these manifestations, ghosts, and of course nobody believes her. She even tells her husband, which is her second husband, and her first husband had died in the house, had seemingly committed suicide, and they found him like somewhere on the road, I think, or like I think not really on the road, but was I think it was like I'm sorry, not on the road. It found him like washed ashore. Um, so no one believes her. She has gone through some treatment, for years now with a psychiatrist over her loss. And I dug the film because not so much because of the like I said, that the plot isn't that great, and the direction um, was could have been better, but it still did its job in really creeping you out. At least it creeped me out. I think it's going to creep a lot of you folks out too. With the music, with the imagery, it has some really creepy imagery, and especially when she's tripping and she's hallucinating, and you kind of go through this journey with her and the things that she's seeing. And the boy Marco, that kid is, you don't know what's going on. He's doing some really weird things. There's a scene where he says like, "I'm sorry, mommy, but I'm gonna have to kill you." But then the next minute he doesn't remember it. So he's doing things, and then later on doesn't, he denies it and doesn't remember doing it. So he's either undergoing some kind of possession or he's lying, and you really can't be too sure of that. And that kid, yeah, he acted very, very well, and just absolutely creepy. And Dario Nicolodi, she acted very well, being this kind of like this broken woman going through this trauma, and having to deal with, what happened to her in her past and what's happening now. But here's the thing. That's why, like nowadays, you have these strong female characters, and I really feel for this woman, and I really, a lot of the times throughout the film, and I'm watching it, and I was just getting pissed off. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if it was like maybe Katie Holmes in uh, Alone in the Dark, which that's another one. I know I reviewed it already, but I'm going to do another review specifically for the Globe. Um, she would be able to, handle things differently. And I guess, back in the day when this was made, I think, I'm not sure what year this was. Yeah, 1977, um, this is like a typical woman where she just kind of stays at home because she's a woman. No one really believes her, which that sucks. And the husband, there's a scene in here that really pissed me off where he drugs her just to kind of like put her to sleep, and it just causes her to hallucinate even more. It doesn't even tell her that he slipped something into a water. I don't like that. Tell her, is it okay if I slip this in? If she says no, respect her wishes and don't do it. But he did it anyways. He's got this snarky smile on his face, like, oh, the boy's drawing these like really creepy pictures. Oh, he's just a boy. He's coming up with, trying to justify that it's okay what he did, but something needs to be addressed there. That boy, something's wrong with him. He's got a problem. And this is a DVD. Let's get down to the PQ-AQ. The picture quality was pretty good for being a DVD, and same thing with the sound. And there really isn't a whole lot of special features. There's an interview with the director Lamberto Bava, and you can watch it in English or you can watch it in Italian. Okay, and this film is, of course, well, it says not rated, but it's rated R, really. And it's 92 minutes. Came out in 1977. And I do have to say, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say this does feature one of the best throat slashes that I have seen. I'm not going to say by whom, but it's somewhere near the end, and just one of the best throat slashing sequences I have seen. This is the one that, like I said, I was trying to remember, and Brian, aka Nready, helped me remember what the film was, where it started off with a boy. At the end of the hall, he says, "Mommy," and he runs up to her, and then it transforms to this man, which turned out to be the first husband, jumps on her and starts, kind of choking her. Okay, this was the one, and it just stuck with me ever since childhood, and I would always want to try to remember what that film was. Well, this is what it is. So let's get down to my final score for Shock. Like I said, being completely honest with you, and like I said, when I first seen it as a child, I didn't quite get it, and I guess when I first popped this in, watching it now, I was expecting it to be like super epic because it's something I was looking for ever since childhood. Like I said, it's still not bad, but it's because I have nostalgia with it. I'm gonna try to be fair and I'm gonna give it a solid 2 point. I'm gonna give it a generous 2.75 out of 5. With that being said, I do still recommend that you do, at the very least, check it out. If not, pick it up. If you see it cheap somewhere, grab it and hit it for this Halloween, because it's a good one to hit. If not for the atmosphere, the atmosphere alone is well worth the price of admission, and the acting and the music score. So there we go. There's my review on Falagar. Go ahead and give the Horror Globe a sub. Give everyone else involved with the Horror Globe a sub. Thank you guys for watching, and happy Halloween.